Like, the only coaching we've done has just been talking, right? We've never actually looked at your gameplay.
Yeah, I bought the Q&A, and using that advice, I climbed all the way up to like gold 2 80 LP, and then recently in the past like week or two, I crashed all the way back down. So feels bad.
That's normal. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We will figure it out now.
Sweet.
So actually, it looks like your most recent game will be a perfect one to open up, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly. I played that game, and I was like, I need to understand more, and I
Yep.
bought the coaching, and I haven't played since then.
Perfect, actually. We're gonna
So
learn a
that's the one
lot.
that I had in mind.
Yep. So, basically, what will happen is we're gonna learn a lot regardless. Even if, let's say, this game. So it's rare. About 1% of games that like I'll review will be a game that was like totally unwinnable no matter how well you played. Um, even if it is that kind of game though, we'll still learn like a ton, or well, you'll still learn a lot. So regardless, this will be productive with a game like this. These are the best games to look at. So let me just open this.
Awesome.
Let me share screen. Let's get it. All right. Okay. Um, Sivir.
Yep, rocking the crit Sivir.
Okay, yeah, I can fuck with that. I like crit Sivir. Let's see.
Seconds until minions spawn. Minions has spawned.
Yeah, I think I win lane in this one. I've been focusing a lot on winning lane, but I still lose the game a lot. Um, Surprisingly.
It's okay. That's just the first step. So that's actually the harder step, in my opinion. So it's probably just some it's just probably a game knowledge issue. We'll see here though. So well, first thing we're gonna look at here, even though you win the lane, or like you said you win the lane, we still have to
Kings
go through the
outscales
lane.
me.
Well, we still have to just go through the lane because we need to see if you won it as hard as you were supposed to. Because it's one thing to win lane; it's one thing to actually snowball your lane the way you need to.
Okay.
Because like getting one kill, being 1-0, obviously, is a big difference than being like 3-4-0 if they're letting you run them over like that. So we're still gonna have to go through laning phase. Okay, so like, so we definitely have a problem. So remember one thing with any champ actually that you play, that you like every champion has mana regen, right? So
Yeah, I usually run up and queue the wave like right away, but I didn't do it this time because I was like, I don't know if I need it, so I was saving Q to trade, but then Lulu just like runs up and hits me and runs away, so I didn't really trade with her at all.
right, but you could have. That's like the important thing here. So like right here, Lulu's gonna
Yeah, I
put
should have
herself
just
out of
thrown it.
position. Yeah, because so when you're not hitting any minions with the Q, it's doing full damage. So like this should never ever happen where someone just walks up and hits you like this, and you don't hit them back. Um,
hmm
so
That
that
happens to
was
me a lot on Sivir because her range is so short that I just kind of let it happen, and then I'm like, whatever, I have fleet footwork, I'll just heal it back up.
yeah. You definitely want to get rid of that mindset. That's definitely not a good mindset to have. Just because like this game's all about the small things, especially laning phase, and the higher elo you get, the more every little trade will matter. Um,
hmm I
and
know
like
it's bad, but I just kind of, I don't know. I didn't. Most of the time, I don't really know what to do. Like they run up and hit me, and by the time that I realize it's happening, it's like already over.
okay, so that means so it's all about. So let's just look at this first trade right here. So if you notice here, it's like you should be constantly. I like to call it like testing the water, basically testing the waters, where I will be clicking back and forth, like walking up to a CS, and then I'm paying attention to how one of them is responding to what I'm doing. So Lulu is kind of showing you what she's looking for right now. She's like walking real close. So here, right after you got that, it's good to click away like you did because your auto's on cooldown. But Lulu's looking like she's going to trade with you. And Jinx is out of range to hit you. So you should, right after this, turn, hit her with the auto and Q, and then that's how you would trade here. But because it seemed like you were a step behind here and didn't like realize Lulu was looking for it based off of her positioning, you didn't turn back around and throw this auto. So if they're doing that, if they're hitting you and by the time you realize it's over, it means you weren't thinking far enough ahead and you weren't like understanding the situation well enough based off what they're doing. Because like, they can't just teleport on you, hit you, and teleport out, right? They have to walk up, go through the animation, walk away. So it's all about paying attention to how they are responding to your movement, and what you're trying to do. So like, that was good. Right here, like she can't even walk. She shouldn't even be allowed to walk up that far. You should always hit her. Remember, if you guys trade autos, you win. So you want to trade autos with her all day.
Okay. Does she have higher attack range than me? I remember the ADCs, but I don't know like Lulu's attack range.
It shouldn't be much higher. If they're probably almost the exact same. 550. Actually, I think you're what, 525 maybe? No, 500. I mean, that's not that much lower to the point where it's going to be, especially in this elo, it's going to be really hard for them to hit you and not get hit back. Like it's really tough. But regardless, the whole point really is, make sure because like, see, you lost the level 2 push here. Even though you killed, there's actually another reason behind this that we need to talk about. So you got in lane first. Look, you killed these 3 minions, and now watch. You did this. Notice you walked away.
Yeah, I'm just doing nothing.
You need to be walking forward because she has to hit those 3 minions, right? So she can't hit you. So like, you should always be walking forward with your wave if you have more minions. And then because you have the push advantage, you want to like hold your ground here. That's why it's so important here to actually fight the Lulu, hit her with an auto, hit her with a Q, because that HP won't let her do this shit where she's just walking up and pushing you off the wave. She should never be able to just push you off the wave like this. And now they're gonna hit 2 first, which should also never happen because you guys got the lane first. And now you can't really do anything in the lane until level 3.
Yeah, I was kind of just testing the waters, and then right at this point I realized, like, okay, they're pushing me in. I'm just gonna, my next 2 Qs, I just Q on cooldown on the wave, just to push it back.
Yeah, this is no good.
Yeah, I know you're not supposed to do that, but I don't really know, like, what else to do.
Yep.
So sometimes I just use my Q on a full health minion wave, even though it doesn't really do anything, right? But it just gets it pushing the other direction.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna walk you through here what you're actually supposed to do and stuff. Don't worry. So the reason why this isn't good, and this is laning phase. This is why level 1 is so important, and that's why like I'm going over all these little things at level 1 because it dictates the next like 3 waves. So because they outpushed you at level 1, for the reasons we went over, that means they have control over this lane until the wave crashes on your tower and starts bouncing back and pushing towards them. The reason why you can't just like start pushing it back to them by doing something like this, where you just throw Q at the wave, is because you have to understand against a player that knows what they're doing, they know you have no ability now.
Yeah, they should punish me for this, but they don't, and I'm actually able to push it back.
Right, so we'll first talk about why it's not good and like what they're supposed to do, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, they should punish you because you have no ability, so you can't trade back with them. Now, even if they don't, you are still like putting yourself at the mercy of them. Like you are hoping that they just don't punish you. And on top of that, your Q is what, like 70 mana? Yeah, 70 mana. So throwing,
it's a ton.
Yeah, like you can, if you throw 2 Qs just at the wave like this and get it pushing back towards them, you might get it pushing back towards them, but not only are you vulnerable, but you're using a ton of your mana for something that isn't even actually the correct play, something that's like high risk. There's no reason to take such a risk. Instead, if you lose the push level 1, you just let them push it in, you let it crash on the tower, and then it'll start slowly pushing back to them, and then it's your turn to do things. But that is why it's so important to play the level 1 right, so you don't lose the level 2, and you can control the lane. All that makes sense?
Yeah, I get it looking back at it, but in the moment I would just kind of like, let's see what Zyra does, but it's like nobody's really doing anything other than like, you know, I guess I'm not really doing anything either too. But at this point I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, okay, I just gotta get it shoving the other direction, so that way like we can start playing, you know?
Yeah, so...
And it worked.
Yeah, so you don't really want to... So, like, results-based analysis is, like, a really easy trap to fall into, right? Especially in lower elos when no one's punishing anybody for anything, right? So, like, something could work and then trick your brain into thinking that's what you should do. So, for the future, you know now that, like, it's not worth to do this. It's just building bad habits. You're going to get punished for it. And it's better, low risk, and just flat out better. You get the same scenario except just 1 wave later, 2 waves later, without having to use all your mana, and like putting yourself in a risky spot. But the next thing is, so once you do get it pushing towards them, okay, so Lulu walks up to trade like this. This is terrible from her. She's trolling, because you guys have more minions and her minions are low. So like you're gonna kill these, and then your wave's gonna walk up. And your next wave is closer than their next wave. So, like, they should not be going for a trade at this time because of these things. So you'll see here. So, like, that minion's about to die too. So, like, notice these minions, these 3 minions, are just, like, pelting them right now. They're going to keep chasing them. So they can never actually just stand here and fight you. They'll lose. Just to those 3 minions do a lot of damage. So, you needed to see this. Pop your potion right away and just go all in. They should never be able to just walk away from something like this. Like, they could die for this. If you see the Lulu, she's already actually half HP, and this is without the level 1 trade that you're supposed to do. And without you going all in right here. And you went QE when, like, W is actually a really important part of your early game because it's an auto reset. So you should go QW.
Oh really? I didn't know that. I look at the best Sivir EU guy and I just copy what he does, and he most games goes E level 2, but it's like it's totally random based on the Sivir player. They just kind of do whatever.
Yeah. So like they'll have reasons behind it based off like matchups and stuff, and that's why like what I would recommend for you is just going QW until you play all the matchups to know when you want E level 2 over something else.
Okay.
But that's like the least of my worries right now. This is like a big issue right here. Not because like as you can see, look, they have no minions now. They just have to run. So you could just be hitting this whole time. They can't just turn around and fight you. Like they're gonna lose to this wave. So yeah, this was actually like almost like a kill opportunity here. But you're playing a little bit too scared.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you definitely play way too scared. You don't position, like, you should be positioning yourself constantly. There's like, so for example, right here, this, where you're standing, you are like so far out of the wave danger that it's too safe. If you were here, you're in no danger. If you were here, you're in no danger. So all the way back here, obviously, is just way too far back. Because if you're all the way back here and your Zyra lands a root, which would be great right now, you guys can kill someone, you're like too far away to follow up with anything but a Q when you need to be there to auto. So you never have to be worried when you're like standing in your wave. You have more minions than them. You guys have a health advantage. Like you have no reason to be scared. So you should be way further up. And then she on the other hand is trolling. She's not even standing with her wave, and if you're here, you can hit her without these hitting you. These are the important ones right here. The ranged. So
Wait, why won't they hit me?
Because you are not close enough to them for them to hit you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you're standing here and you hit her, these won't hit you. She's too far up. and too
Okay.
far to the side as well. So,
Yeah, if I was in the right spot, she was probably dead, right?
right, yeah, exactly. So that's why it's important, not to play this safe. Also, if you look at your health right now, there's no reason to sit like this when you're going longsword 3 potions. If you're at 70% HP, you pop a pot all day. No, there's no benefit to sitting this much HP. So yeah, this should have been a kill. You just weren't in position. So yeah, you're still really, really far back. You should be moving up now. Okay. This positioning is better. This is better, much, much better. Okay. All
I
right.
only stepped up like that for the range creep.
So like, you see how like you're hitting minions and you're walking this way? Like if I'm you,
Mhm.
I'm hitting these minions and I'm walking this way. Because I know their minion's about to die. If this Jinx wants to walk up and try to fight me, she's gonna lose. I'll have 5 whole minions walking her way in a second. So like, it's also about giving them a chance to make a mistake. You know what I mean? Like putting yourself here makes her have to choose if she wants to fight you or not. She might actually try. And then you can punish it. But if you're all the way back here, she's not just going to run all the way up here and try to fight you, right? Like, give them a chance to make a bad decision. So, yeah, you should be walking with this wave with confidence. You can kill them. You see, you're way back here. And they're just hitting minions for free. That should never, ever happen. You can kill them right now. Yeah, This is
Yeah, that shouldn't be allowed for the Lulu to do that. We should just kill her, right?
Mm-hmm. So you, especially like when you have you have full mana, full potions, 2 biscuits, minion advantage, health advantage. You see, like all of these factors, but you're all the way back here, letting your Zyra just get like fucked by the Lulu for no reason when Lulu's just griefing.
Mm-hmm. And all I'm thinking about is, look at that melee minion. That's some money. I want that money, you know?
Mm-hmm. So, I just want to make sure everything makes sense here, like how poorly you're playing this laning phase and why it can be a very big deal, because you guys could have gotten multiple kills here so far. If you're just playing more confident.
It definitely makes sense. And I watch videos on this kind of stuff all the time, but in game I don't really, I don't notice it. In game I'm just like, I gotta hit the minions, get the CS, I don't want to die. You know what I mean? I'm not noticing really what the Lulu's even doing most of the time. As long as she's not hitting me, I just don't even really care, I guess, because it doesn't affect me directly. So I need to pay more attention to exactly their positioning and how I could punish it.
Yeah, it's all about just understanding you can almost think of it's all about understanding who is strong in the current scenario, who has control of the lane in the current scenario based off of health, matchup, minions, that stuff. And of course that's a lot of factors, but the biggest one, the one that has the most influence, are the minions in the early game, first 4 levels. So this scenario right here is another perfect example of a scenario where you were in a really good spot if Lulu tries to go anywhere but backwards right now. So if she walks forward like this, or if she just stays there, this line right here. Actually, well, it's basically this line right here. There's a little line of scrimmage. If you throw this Q like you're doing right now, and you walk this way to bring the Q back like this, if she walks up, she's gonna die. She's now fighting you in 4 minions, one of them a cannon, and none of her minions are gonna help because you are not past this line. So let's see what happens
well
here.
Spent.
Look, see? She's literally doing exactly what I thought. She's walking forward.
I'm still running away.
So if you saw that she the way she was positioned, you should know that where she was, she either has to get hit by the Q both times, or walk forward like this, where she's walking into your wave and she's just going to eat it. She's just going to eat your autos, and there's nothing she can do about it. Because she can't fight back. If she auto-attacks you once or uses an E on you, she's going to proc 4 minions worth of aggro, and it's going to do at least 150 damage. So, Yeah, you definitely like this right here. Look, see, it's doing the same thing. She's just waltzing on up. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now it's a different scenario. Now you're gonna get now. You should be totally fine here. You should not die, for sure. You have heal. You guys have all
Yeah,
sums.
they're really low.
Yeah. Let's see how you play it. You should be fine here.
I think Zyra dies.
Zyra? Huh. Okay. So let me just watch this back.
She just goes straight for the Lulu,
Yeah.
which is good, I guess.
Well, one thing to understand here, the reason why this stuff is so important and why this game can be interesting sometimes is because if you think about this gank happening, if you played the lane properly up until this point, they probably wouldn't even be in this lane to gank. They would be either almost dead or about to die, and then the gank would basically be 1v2 because they wouldn't even be able to help. But because you've let them get away with murder for 4 minutes, they're still losing. They have enough HP that it's not too dangerous for them to try and start this gank like they are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, which shouldn't even be like a card that they can play.
Right, yeah. Like, this should just be a troll gank from Rammus. Let me look at the spell shield real fast.
I was trying to spell shield either the Q or the W from Lulu, thinking that she was like going in here. I think I used it too early though. And then obviously whenever Rammus shows up, I'm like, oh shit, I wish I had spell shield.
Yeah, so I don't want to get too into the spell shield then, because it's not as important as all the other factors right now, so we'll just leave that one.
Yeah.
Either way, you survived, which was good. As you can see, there's really no way they can kill you. Oh yeah, you can actually, oh, okay.
I turned around because the Rammus looked at me, which really isn't a threat at all. But just because he turned around to look at me, I got scared and ran away. But yeah, Jinx is in a full wave here, so I just like run up and keep autoing her.
Yeah, if you can get her with like 1 or 2 more autos, your Q will kill.
Especially if it's isolated.
Right, exactly. So you should definitely be trying to get this off, because Rammus used flash, so you're not in too much danger here. But it looks like you can't catch her, so it's fine. But I would at least throw the Q at her. Okay, but this is still a great scenario. Ooh, and now it's not. Okay. So it was a good scenario. Now let's talk about that. So, after Zyra dies and Lulu dies, if we look at these minions,
It's pushing towards me, right?
Right.
I have 4 range creeps.
right, it's pushing towards you. So if it's pushing towards you, and you have a health advantage and 2 potions, and Jinx has no heal, no HP, and her
I
jungle
want
shield.
her to come to me, that way I can kill the Jinx.
Right, you either make her have to overstay and die trying to crash the wave so she can get her good recall, or she just takes the bad recall on the frozen wave. Either way, she's in a really bad spot until you throw this Q. Now, you were the one that's in a bad spot because her jungler's here. So, it's very dangerous trying to push this.
In my mind, I think if I push, then Jinx has to back and then take a bad recall, and then I can crash like while she's not here.
No, see, what that does is just lets her farm it safely under tower.
Yeah, because then she has no reason to recall. Yeah, you're right. The thing that you said, people in gold, they just push one wave and then they back, even if the next wave is at my tower already, and then they'll just deny themselves an entire wave. Like, I see it all the time. Like, my supports get mad at me whenever I don't back and deny myself a full wave. So, like, if I had done that, she definitely would have just taken the bad recall.
Right, yeah. So, or she overstays and you kill her. Either way, point is, it's just a win-win scenario for you. There's no way you lose this. The only thing to get her out of this is her jungler helping her push the wave. Junglers in this elo a lot of the time don't even know that they're supposed to do that.
Yeah, they never do. So,
hey, here comes Rammus. And there he goes, stroll, like running away. So he obviously wouldn't have known And you can see here how this was another great scenario to punish, but kind of getting thrown down the drain. Okay, so yeah, we're seeing a lot of different ways you could have won this lane already, like a bunch of different spots. Okay, so now
I know that Rammus is still here.
he actually shouldn't be.
He shouldn't be, but I know he's gonna try and kill me because it's gold. He's just gonna stay bot side and try and kill me again.
Okay.
But I die to him in like another minute.
Okay, well let's say Rammus is still here. Let's say you think Rammus is still here.
Yeah.
You have 2 potions. So first off, you should be popping a potion. Full HP. Second, last time Rammus ganked, remember, you didn't have spell shield. This time, since you know he's here, you can just hold the spell shield and he can't gank you. It's not possible. He'll hit you with Q, but then you just spell shield the taunt. Or you could probably even spell shield the Q, maybe. It doesn't even matter. Spell shield one of them, you'll be fine. And Jinx is still really low. So this is what I mean by like you're 70% HP, pop this potion, because at this percent HP, that you're in about 10-20% danger. That's the odds of you dying, 10-20%. Full HP, it's like 1%. You have to like have a seizure to die. So you gotta make sure you're using those potions while you have them, and then you should be trading here. Like walk up, hit her. Because think about it, if you guys trade autos, let's say even she wins the trade barely. Doesn't matter because you have 3 potions still. She has none.
She has like no health.
So any damage she takes is worth for you. So don't be afraid. Just hit her. Okay.
Here, I'm just like,
Okay, here you go.
He's still here. He's still here. Yep, he's still here.
Potion needs to be popped.
Spell shield to taunt. He saves it. Then he uses it.
Okay. So, like I said, potion's the most important part here. Now, second thing is, like I said, you can just spell shield that. That'd be like okay. Now, the next thing is, so this is a kind of a mind game, but what you want to do here, if I'm you, because like let's say if I'm you, I'd be at this HP, because I have no potions left. And then if that's happening, if I'm getting ganked, I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to turn and try to go Jinx. So I would wait for Jinx to get closer, especially with Trundle coming. I'd wait for Jinx to try to get closer. And then you can even do this, actually. This would even be a better play. Because if you see your Trundles coming, like you should, you see Rammus coming like this, you can walk this way.
And just stall for Trundle.
Right, because Rammus Q does time out. And he's 100% going to be doing... So, if you notice here what he can see, right? He thinks right now you're doing this.
Which is what I'm doing.
Right. But if you were doing this... So, like,
yeah,
because...
he would still go to the same place.
Right, he'd be going like this, right? And then you'd be down here. And then his Q times out, and then Trundle comes and you kill everybody. Because then, if Trundle gets here before any of you die, it's over. You kill everyone. It won't even be close. So this is like a map awareness issue. Oh, wait. Hold on, guys. Hold on. There we go. So, yeah, this was a little bit of a map awareness issue. Potion issue. We'll see if Trundle gets anything. Probably. Oh. Okay. So, regardless of what happens here, in 6 minutes, we've seen, tons and tons of mistakes from both sides just tons of things you could have abused to win the lane, tons of mistakes from their end, tons of mistakes from your end, and you can see why laning phase is so important and why it's like so important to break down your laning and really understand how it works, because this is just, this is what I'll see anytime in any game in this elo, and that's why it's so easy to get fed in it, because the laning phase is just kind of a joke. Okay. So right here, see? So, again, free kills right in front of you, but you're too afraid to go get them.
And I'm like running away.
Right. So, let's just try to think back to what you were thinking right here.
I was thinking I wasn't paying attention to who else was here, so I thought I don't know who else is here. I'm just gonna play it safe. Like I don't know if Rammus is still here or if he died or not because I just kind of wasn't paying attention. I was like focusing on what I was buying.
Okay, well that's definitely a big deal. That's a good thing we asked about this. Then you should always know. Like that's a concept that you should always be trying to do, like practice and do, because it's a really big deal. You should be trying to track everybody at all times, especially in the mid game. But in something like this, if Rammus just ganked you bot, like you should be like you buy your items and then you need to be watching what happens down here, and then you should definitely know, even if you don't know where Rammus is, you should still go in here because this is too free. Veigar just used everything. If you look at his abilities, see, like his Q, that's all he'll have up in 2 seconds. But he has no ult, no E, no W. So think about how many Qs it's going to take him if he lands them all to kill you. It's going to take a lot. Lulu literally can't do anything. She has no mana. So, and Veigar no flash. So this is actually just like a double kill, or at least minimum 1 kill. And on top of that, so like you did this. You just like walked in like this and used the spell shield. You could just remember it's like a racetrack, right? So he's going like this. You could just cut him off. So yeah, this was another free 1, probably 2 kills. But you didn't go get them, so just losing out on more chances to get fed. And this is all important because every little thing you do in this game, every bit of strength you get from getting kills or whatever can affect it's like a ripple effect or chain effect where it's just it can make such a big deal getting fed early like this. So like that right there. So now that we know what we've learned so far, what should you do here?
Like wave state wise.
So like right here.
Get aggressive on the Jinx because I have a full wave of minions.
Right. You know Lulu just had to base. Doesn't matter if Rammus is coming. Your entire team is here. So, yeah. You'll never see a player in high elo do what she's about to do. This is trolling shit. You'll never see them do this.
She just walks up because she wants the melee minion.
Right. So you gotta punish that shit. This is a big mistake. She should lose minimum half HP. Because, like, the problem is you're playing to not die, but I always use this analogy, or this, I don't know what to even call it. If you have one player that never dies, they go 0-0 every game. They never die to ganks. They never int their lane. They just go 0-0. They won't climb. They will stay where they are. Because 0-0 is not good enough. The player that wins their lane a lot of the time and like plays to get kills, but they die more, they actually will climb. There's been plenty of players like this in the past. So one in particular for ADC, there's this guy that used to play named Fabi. He was the ultimate fucking coin flip. Like, he would either run it the fuck down or just 1v9. Because that's just like, sometimes, like, you'll never find a player that plays like this, plays not to die in high elo. It just doesn't work. You always have to be playing, like, you have to punish the mistakes from the enemy team. You can't just play too safe and expect, like, to win. Or expect your teammates to do anything, because there is no team. That's just it's an illusion.
Yeah, in my head I was like, down here, I killed the pink ward in between the waves. I was like, and then I came back for the next wave, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna shove this in before Jinx gets here. But then she showed up again, and my team was doing the dragon, and I was like, I hope I don't get in trouble for not doing the dragon, because I don't know, like, people just flame so hard in AFK. This was actually good. We avoided dying to the Rammus.
Yeah, definitely didn't need ult here. I believe. Let me see. Yeah, definitely don't need ult here. Just because as soon as she lands the root.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the biggest deal, but... Alright, so I'm going to start speeding through because... So, regardless of what happens next, I can already tell you this is the most important thing. This is the biggest reason why you lost. And it's probably the biggest reason why you're losing.
This part right, I would have just already won the game, basically, right, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like you get yourself... Because the problem is, if you're not fed coming out of laning phase, the game isn't really in your hands. You're really
Yeah.
hoping for your teammates to like do something to help you. You're not fed enough to just carry it all on your own. It doesn't matter if you're the best ADC in the world. I could take a challenger friend, put him in this position with 60 CS at 9 minutes and be behind. He will tell you first to end. There's no way he 100% can carry this like with confidence. Hell no. Any high elo player, no matter how good they are, the number one thing they're going to be going for is getting fed in lane, because then they don't have to play like fucking so insane. And even if they do, you can play almost perfect. But if you're not fed enough coming out of lane, it doesn't matter what you do sometimes. So
Okay.
yeah, this is definitely, if this is what's happening in a lot of your games where you're like playing not to die, that's the number one thing you gotta like just get out.
I do this in my Sivir games, but whenever I play like Lucian or Vayne, I actually try and kill people, because I can just like, if they fight back, I can just like dodge stuff or do all their health immediately. But those lanes are kind of coin flippy, and I don't know. Sometimes whenever I play other champs, they just like the reason why I like Sivir is because like I have money every game, because you farm really well as Sivir.
Yeah, I love
But-
Sivir.
But you know, if you play Vayne and you get a bad matchup and you're like 20 CS behind, the game's just over. But,
Yeah, your
if
tempo's
you're a
shit.
good enough player, yeah, exactly. But
Right.
and I
So-
can always come back in the mid game. I can kind of have an impact with Sivir, which I felt like I did this game, but wasn't enough to make up for me trolling the early game, I guess.
Yeah, so all of that makes sense except for the one part where it's like, well, on Sivir, this is how I play. No matter who you play, I don't care if you're playing Yuumi ADC. You need to, all of these concepts apply. You need to punish when they make mistakes. You need to hit them when they walk up for the wave. You need to play for your level 2. All of these things, no matter who you play, because these are fundamentals to laning, no matter who the champ is. So, and like, I don't care. I'd rather see you go 0-10 in laning phase, trying to limit test and learn how to lane properly, than this. This is the worst thing to see. Like, you can ask anyone in my chat from all the coaching they've seen. I say this to anyone that has this problem. I'd rather see you run it down, trying to learn and limit test, than just play safe. Because playing safe will get you nowhere in this game. Sadly.
Okay. I definitely know what I need to focus on now. This is really good already.
This is why I always have to start with the laning phase, because most problems stem from there. We'll still look at the mid game and stuff.
And then here they're just I kind of recognize they're being aggressive just because they think that they think that they're winning, but they're not really winning. We could easily be winning, so I just kind of like, that's what's going through my head right now. And then I think I kill them like 3 or 4 times or something.
Okay.
Or like
yeah.
I get a few kills.
So one thing, if you notice, right now what you're doing, you're thinning the wave out. Like you're pushing it back towards them. So like, this is different than level 2 when we were talking about it. Level 1, 2, and 3, you can't do this because you don't have the mana pool. Your abilities are so important. You have to let it push and let it crash. As Sivir, at this point in the game, you can try to like push it towards them and clear the wave. But then you have to take what we learned and like play with that wave. So let's see what you do. Okay, yeah, hit her. Hit her.
I'm just running away from Lulu while I CS.
So I want you to see how much damage this Lulu takes real fast without you even touching her. Look. So,
Oof. It's a lot.
yeah, and that was like, you just autoed her once right
Yeah.
there.
I noticed that she was low and then I started attacking, whereas I should notice that she's out of position and start attacking and kill her.
Right, because like, look, she took almost half HP. What from what? Just, I mean, these cannons are no joke. I am telling you, they are no joke. They hit like a truck. So when people do shit like this, like, you'll never see me walk away. Like I'll hit them all day. Especially if you notice here, look at, like, a lot of playing bot lane is understanding, like, noticing how close they are to each other and how many people can hit you at once. So look at the Jinx.
The Jinx is running away.
Right. So look at this. So let's move the screen to here. Now do you see how crazy this Lulu is?
Yeah.
Jinx isn't even on the screen. And this Lulu's walking up 1v2. So, and on top of it, you're level 7. She's in your wave. It's the support. It's not even the ADC. And it's Lulu. It's not like it's Brand or something, or like a tank support or something. So, you can see here how out of position she is and how much damage she takes without even touching her. That much right there. So if you just noticed she was out of position and just went in right off the bat, you could possibly get a kill here. Yep, walk with the wave. Oh. See? So, like, this is what I mean. You gotta walk with that shit. Look at this Lulu. She feels invincible. Because in this elo, they get away with this shit all day long. She has no clue that she's just griefing right now. Until, you know, someone smurfing just kicks the shit out of her for it. So, these are the kind of things you need to see. I mean, she's low HP too. You shouldn't be afraid of anything. Yeah, like now, like yeah, you have 6 minions, so now you just walk up. You could take your hands off the keyboard. You could walk up right here and attack move, like whoops, attack move right where my mouse is, and then just take your hands off, and your auto attacks will win. This wave and your autos will win. You don't even need abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So, but look, she's just doing whatever she wants. Looking for a Q snipe here, maybe. Should have looked for it there. That was that like, so like a trick I'm gonna show you real fast with any kind of skill shot. I want you to notice something here. Notice when you. So let's think of like this section of the lane as the top side of the lane, and this section of the lane is the bottom side. Notice when you go to the bottom side. Watch what Lulu does.
Yeah, they go to the top side, and then whenever she's against the wall, I should try and use my Q because she can't go into the wall, right? Like, I watched you coach a guy playing with lethality Sivir, and you like talked about the skill shot a lot. But here I'm not even trying to do it.
Because yeah, look, notice how she's doing exactly what I talked about in that coaching session. So
She's going towards the wall.
So you can walk down like this. Watch the Lulu, and then you just throw it up like that. Guarantee that shit lands. Because this is just natural movement from people. They don't know they're doing it. They just know they want to be away from you, and this is how they get away from you. So you can know that's coming, and just walk down, throw it diagonal like that, and if she doesn't shield it or ult herself, she dies. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, so you should only use W to push there because now you have no mana. But look, you're fighting with your wave. Ah, sadly we're out of mana though. Oh, nice.
Lands the E though, so we're safe.
Yeah, so like, notice like.
But that wouldn't happen if she wasn't Zyra though.
Well, it's not even like. There's a lot of support she could be where you guys would live just fine, but. The main thing here is like you don't need to use W and Q to push the wave, especially when your mana is low. Like you can just use W and then just auto. You'll push it faster than them. And then you want to save your Q, like have enough mana for a Q. Holy shit, 100 mana. Yeah. So because if you have enough mana for a Q, you also have enough mana for ult, and then you can ult here and be totally safe. But look how you're walking up and fighting with your wave. This is what you want to be doing. You went for Lulu there. That's fine. It's a good try.
Yeah, I guess I'm like awake at this on that wave. But I didn't have any mana to do anything really.
You had a cookie. You just ate it. That's what gave you all that mana back.
Yeah, I'm really good at like a fight starts and I just eat a cookie and a potion right away. Usually, it's like what I save them for. But and then here, I guess I'm just pushing for no reason, trying to keep up the pressure.
Well, you should be pushing for a recall. The problem is, this goes back to the concept from level 2. You just threw Q like that, even though you're in a position kind of where it's a little scary right now. Like, they're kind of positioned aggressively, like Rammus might be still here. You don't have that much mana. So, you should just be using auto attacks and maybe using a Q if you need to grab a cannon that's, like, too dangerous to walk up for. But you kind of just threw Q with the wave, and now, like, if I'm Jinx, I'm not too scared here to try to hit you. Even with just one auto attack. Because, like, remember, the later in the game it gets, the less your minions will matter. And it's more like how you position and, like, abilities and all that. So, like, right now, she can't just all in you. But she could, because you just threw Q like that, she could walk up, hit you with a rocket, and walk away. And, like, those small trades do matter. But basically, the point is, you don't want to just be chucking abilities unless there's a very good reason to do it. And right now you need to be pushing. Oh, you need to be pushing for a recall. Okay, you definitely didn't need to flash here. Let's see what happened. Wait, didn't Zyra have all of her abilities? Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, but I just get scared. I'm just trolling it.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of
'Cause I
panic
ulted
flash.
and flash.
It's okay. You know, panic flashes are the least of my worries. Let's be real. So it's okay. Okay. Zyra ult. Yeah. Keep fighting. Go, go, go. Okay. That's all you can do because you don't have any mana. Alright.
And he's just taking turret shots for no reason.
That guy's tanky. But so you notice here, you're just like kind of stuck in lane now. You don't have the mana because you missed your recall like a
Yeah.
year ago.
Well, I see good recall timings all the time, but I don't like... And I am low on mana a lot of the time as Sivir, but I don't really like want to buy anything, so I just don't recall. Is that like good?
No, that's not good. That's definitely not good. You have plenty of like, yeah, you're sitting on 2.1k gold. You should never be sitting on that much gold. That's way too much. That means you missed like 3 recalls. So, what are you going first? Gale Force or Shiobo or something?
You go Gale Force into Essence Reaver into IE, usually with the Fleet Forward thing.
Yeah, so you got plenty of things to buy. You could go shoes. You could go the shit. I'm blanking on the Gale Force.
The pickaxe.
Yeah, the pickaxe. You got plenty of stuff to buy. Like think about this. Look how much total gold you have. 3.9k. More than half of that is in your inventory, meaning it is useless. You could have 1 million gold in your inventory. It's not spent. It doesn't do anything.
That's really bad as ADC because you scale so well with items.
Right. You're a gold-based role. You're the #1 gold-based role. So you're just, I mean, it would be bad on anyone, but yeah, especially ADC. So you're just, half of your strength isn't being used. And same with the other ADC, because they're griefing too. So, yeah, recalls, and then, you know, that falls into laning phase a lot of the time too. Okay, so here, this fight's already over. You shouldn't be looking to move to this. Like, you stayed and pushed, which was totally fine. It was actually the right play. But now you only have 2 options.
Here I'm staying and pushing, and I'm like, oh my god, my team is gonna flame the shit out of me for this. So I'm like, I like walk up there immediately, but I noticed this. I didn't even watch this replay before this, but I noticed like 10 seconds after this, I missed the turret plating died from the minions, and if I just went over and like hit the turret once, I would have gotten the turret plating. But instead, I run into the river for no reason, just to like make it look like I'm gonna go to the fight that's already over.
Yeah, so that's the next big thing that is really gonna hurt you. And so let me just put this in perspective. This problem of trying to please your teammates or trying to do things to not get flamed or make them not AFK or all that stuff, you're not even close to the elo where it actually matters, like where players are going to tilt the hardest, flame the hardest, and AFK the most, and you still cannot do what's going to make them happy. You have to do what is correct, and you need, if like you are letting other players like emotions impact your game, like you need to mute everybody. It's my #1 tip to anybody that's trying to climb seriously. You should have mute all every single game. You should not. You literally, there's no reason to ever have any of your team's chat or pings on. They don't do anything for you.
I usually play with chat off, but I leave the pings on just so like my support can like give me some information. But then like they just spam question mark ping me for like me doing the right thing, and it just kind of gives me anxiety.
Right, exactly. See, you don't want that, bro. You're gonna see how peaceful it is. You're gonna be like, wow, it's like a brand new game. You can't even tell your teammates are upset. You won't even be able to tell. It seems like everyone's happy.
So literally every game, you just enter the game and mute all.
Yeah. Well, if I'm ever tryharding, I just mute all. Like I don't need to see any of that shit, even in high elo. So,
okay.
Even the best of the best, bro. Like Dopa, if he's in like a really hard game, you'll see him mute all day. In like 2000 LP China, you know, in Korea. So, yeah, you should definitely be muting wall if anything is affecting any of your teammates' emotions are affecting you. Now back to this. So you have 2 options here. What are those 2 options?
Recall or stay.
Well, recall or what? More specifically.
push another wave or go to the river fight that's already over, I guess. That's not really an option.
No, that's not an option. So
yeah, push another wave.
well, it's more like get one power plate.
Yeah.
Because
which I don't need to do because I have 2,000 gold.
Well, you can because there's nothing else to do. So
And
like
Jinx is at that fight, so there's not going to be anybody in the lane.
right, no one's gonna be in the lane to like punish you for recalling or staying or anything. So you should just walk up, get one plate, recall. But because you're worried about your teammates, you do this, which you know isn't right. I don't even have to tell you. There's nothing. There's nothing to get here. You're just kind of running in circles. And then so now you miss the power plate, and you miss precious time for your recall, and now we're overstaying.
Yeah, I noticed the wave is free, so I'm like, I'll get the wave and then recall, make it a little better, I guess. And it's a cannon.
Okay, so
this is how I get ahead on Sivir. I just end up getting a good recall because like Jinx lost 2 waves there or something. So now I'm a little bit ahead, and then something like this happens.
right, so your
But
first
this is
kill.
like me playing well on accident, right?
Well, this actually really isn't you doing anything. This is just the enemy team, like, they were really far up. Jinx got caught by a snare from Zyra. Trundle was here. So you just pressed your buttons and you got a kill, right? So there's nothing you had to do here but press your buttons. So that's what I was kind of going to get into here is like, notice your first kill you get is from a gank. Like it was just putting it on a platter for you. Like that shouldn't be the case, right? With all the mistakes they've made, you should have had plenty of kills just on your own. So because if you are only getting kills when your teammates set them up for you, then you're only going to win games when your teammates do things. But we're trying to learn to carry, right? Like do everything on your own because teammates are a myth. So yeah, that like kind of shows what I'm talking about there. Yeah, you can just hit this. You don't have to be afraid of her. Yeah, so like you definitely didn't have to be afraid of her there. You could have just taken the tower.
My Zyra recalled, so I'm just kind of awkwardly here.
That's okay. You definitely walked up too far there, though. Did you have Gale Force? No. Definitely could have looked for Q on the Lulu. Okay, I'm going to try to get into the mid game a little bit here. Okay. Heal early. No heal. She might not. She probably would have died regardless. But if you can make them use more cooldowns on her, like if they had to Jinx rocket her, that's worth your heal. Yep, get in there.
At the Mcbaze. Then
Yeah.
just everybody comes bot all the time, and it works out really well for us.
Kind of working out well. You guys are losing. Like Teemo is pushing, so like this is. It's good for you at least. That's the most important part. You got a kill.
Yeah,
You got
I
red
get
buff.
the money.
Yeah.
I'm set up pretty well, which is why I picked this replay, because at this point I was like, okay, I should be able to carry this game, but after everything that we just talked about, I've already messed up so bad. I could be so much more further ahead than this.
Oh yeah, you're definitely not fed enough to be like if I was you and I had that much gold, you wouldn't be hearing me saying, oh okay, I 100% carry this now. And you'll hear me say stuff like that when I play. I'll be like, okay, I just need I need more gold to carry this. I need like a few more kills. And then I'll get a big shutdown and I'll be like, now I can carry this because now I'm fed enough. You're not even more fed than the enemy mid. So yeah, you're not in a position where you can just 1v9 this shit for right now. You're definitely gonna need more than that. Is this guy serious?
See how greedy that guy is?
Yeah, that was really
Sorry, this game made me so mad because the Rammus just tries to force everything, and I lost to him. And I'm like, how am I losing to these bad players? But, I mean, I'm also very bad, so I can't be that mad.
It's okay, bro. One step at a time. Okay, so now we're getting to the mid game.
I go back because Vi's still mid, and I just shove the wave to get Jinx to go there, and then I go mid and try and force a fight over something while Jinx is down there.
So, this is where things get a little tricky. You should push one more wave. Do you know why?
So it bounces?
No.
I don't know why though.
Okay, so if you notice here, this is a cannon wave. Your next wave coming is a normal wave. That means their next wave coming is a normal wave. So that means
Oh, so it's going to naturally push?
Right. So that means you're just going to lose a wave.
Yeah.
So this is where you have to make a judgment call. How dangerous is it, to go for that? It's actually not too dangerous at all for you to go for that. Rammus is level 9. You have Gale Force. You have your Sivir. You're totally fine. The biggest threat to you this game is this guy. So, and he's here.
Yeah. And I have 2 items now. I have Essence Reaver, so I'll never run out of mana.
Because, let's say, so you go to C right here.
Yeah, that wave just gets denied.
And then you'll probably lose even more. Let's see how much you lose, actually.
Another wave. The whole thing? Yeah, the whole thing.
So...
Oh, Jinx saves the cannon. Maybe?
It should probably still die. Yeah, it died. So... 2 whole waves, one of them a cannon wave. Because you didn't push that one. Because if you push that one... This wave would be here on the tower, then your cannon wave walks in, and now it's coming to you.
Yeah, their cannon pushes my wave all the way back to me,
Right.
and the tower bounces it.
Right, so you see why that's such a big deal, just one wave, how it can be important. So let's get out of this habit too. This is something it's not small, it's actually really important, but when it comes to the things you need to focus on, this isn't at the top of the priority list. But if you're going to play more Sivir, we got to get out of this habit for sure.
The W and the Q?
No. The spell shield just to fucking do it type thing. So like this right here, you're standing still. This takes a year to appear. You got plenty of time to just click and not have to use your E. Because if Rammus is right here and he just comes around the corner, or someone comes around the corner, and then you need that spell shield, it's a big deal. Because like Veigar doesn't really have mana, so like, and this cage isn't really a threat. So don't just spell shield it just to spell shield it. Instead... Oh, no, you're letting Vi. Oh, no. Okay, so let's talk about this. Alright, so this Veigar is, like, briefing. Vi is charging Q. This is good. That means you want to fight this.
He's in a spot where when somebody's in that spot, that's just a free Q. You get the Q every time, right? There's nothing that they can do.
So you should have walked up, not got hit by the cage. You could have E'd the Everfrost. That would have been fine. And then just full combo him. Q, auto, W, auto. You know your W's an auto reset, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Q, auto, W, auto. And then go from there. Because like he should have died, but because you got too afraid and you didn't really do anything, he just barely lives.
Well, if I did do that, I would be getting hit by the turret, right? Like if I step forward and then wouldn't I just die to the turret?
No. Look, you got hit by the turret anyway.
Yeah, because Vi didn't hit Veigar for like a year.
Right.
And then I throw the Q, and then I get the turret aggro.
Right, so you could have just did auto, QW, auto, all very, very quickly, taken 1, maximum 2 tower shots, and then walked away. So you would have done way more damage than this, still taking the same amount of tower shots.
Like, walk out of the cage after it expires?
Yeah, or like so I'll show you right here. I'll show you again. So, he puts the cage down. You should walk up, you should click here. Then Vi is going to look to go in, and then the cage doesn't last that long. I wonder if it's like says how long it lasts. Yeah, only 3 seconds. So, by the time you're done comboing, then
I should be able to just walk away, one or two turret shots max and live. Okay.
And if he tries to like suicide ult you, you have your E still. So like you can't be afraid of this tower. Like this guy's trolling. He should never be able to survive like this. Vi had the right idea. But you and your Zyra both. I'm
just kind of scared of everything.
Yeah, you and your Zyra are just griefing. Like neither of you are hitting this guy, and Vi's trying to dive. I'd be so mad. Oh, then Zyra tried. But as you can see, like you could still take 2 more, 3 more tower shots, and you took 2 there. Okay, turret. Now you should leave. You should never stay. Going bot is fine. It's a bit like risky.
Yeah, go and catch the wave because nobody else is here to do it, and it's just Jinx.
Yeah, so this is fine, and it's going to be that same concept though. Now this is a different scenario. So
now I should push the next wave.
Well, you would want to, but this is much more dangerous now because look,
because we have no vision.
Right, you have no information this time. You saw Veigar and Lulu here last time. There was a wave on their tower, so you know they had to be there. They don't. This is pushed. They can be anywhere they want right now, right? So then that's why this recall is actually okay, and you just have to like, accept that you're going to miss a wave here. Now, if let's say like as you were finishing that recall, like right before you finished it, you saw that Vhagar right there and the Rammus, you could cancel it and walk up here. That'd be fine.
Okay.
As long
Especially
as you,
Rammus.
right. As long as you don't think they can like do Baron or whatever. They can't with their ADC down here, so. Okay, so now hard push. This is what Sivir does. She gets mid prio very easily. You just push the waves. Okay, so he got mid prio. He pushed faster than you. He shouldn't really ever be able to do that. Ooh, okay. So this is no good. You do jungle camps when it's literally the last resort, last possible thing.
Really? I just figured I had a window before the next wave got there, so I could just go take it. But that's bad because I'm taking resources from my team.
Oh, no. Fuck your team. There is no team. Taking resources, you take them all. Problem is, so you think you're waiting for a wave. You want to walk up here. Because, notice your vision. You see two people here. So, you want to...
Okay.
And then you see Rammus.
There's Rammus. So, yeah, so I should just be deep in mid.
Yeah, get a head start on that mid prio. Because then, listen, so like this should like click in your head exactly what mid prio and this is tempo in a nutshell right here. So, you walk up to here. Look at this guy. Who the hell knows where he's going? So, let's say he is like in mid lane where you are. You run up, you push the wave first. And then your wave goes to here. That means Vhagar is going to have to catch that wave. So he's going to be here. You're going to start moving towards this bot fight 5 seconds before Vhagar can because you push the wave first. So now you get to here before he does. So because you had a 5-second tempo advantage. Do you see why that could be like a very, very big deal?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas,
and we see exactly when Vhagar leaves, so we know when he's going to get to the fight.
Right. And like and that's where like let's say if you're really fed, you can do that and then just wait for the enemy mid to try to rotate and you just kill them. That's another play.
Mm-hmm.
But point is, you pushing the wave first. This is what Sivir's good at. This is exactly what she does. She pushes waves very fast, so she has tempo advantages all day. It's just you have to know what to do with it and not be doing like jungle camps and stuff. Because if I was this Vhagar, I would be doing what I'm telling you to do. I'd be up here. I'd be already clearing this wave before you even got to it. I'd be right up here at this tower, clearing it and moving to this, and then you're stuck under tower clearing it, and now Vhagar has the tempo advantage. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you should.
I do that whenever I'm ahead or I feel safe, but this game I was like, I don't have any vision, so I can't. But here I'm doing it. I just did it super late, I guess.
You basically gave him a chance to get it before you.
Yeah.
Now here, I'll be honest with you. I would never rotate to bot lane right now. If I push,
I'm trying to steal their Raptors. I used the blue trinket on their, what do you call it? Like right under me, like right under where the screen is, and then I saw that the Raptors were down, so then I went back mid.
Mm-hmm. So like to be honest, that's even worse. Stealing the Raptors, because like just because like we just talked about it, that's last resort. You see him top, biggest threat, second biggest threat, and there's 3 down here. So there's no one to stop you from taking this.
I think I do it now.
Right, because the Raptors weren't there. But if the Raptors are there, then you're wasting time hitting Raptors where you need to be actually punishing the enemy team for this terrible macro. Mm-hmm. And look at this damage. You're shredding this shit. Now, enemy team's coming. Now it's time to go. And that's fine. Now, you could have done all this faster and maybe even gotten this tower. It would have been close, but you can see what I mean. Like, these precious seconds, every second's important. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, like, yep, Rammus is here. This is fine. You have ult if you need it, but you don't even really need it. Ooh, okay. So, this comes down to panic. Okay?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna let this play. I want you first, let's pause right here. Just look at everything. Look at, like, so where do you, at this time, you should know exactly where the enemy team is, right? Like, you should know they are in this area, on the way up. Because if you see from here.
They could be there. Yeah.
So, like, you should know that, like, they're coming right, because think about this. Look what they can see.
From their perspective, it looks like a free Sivir kill, right?
Yeah.
It just has to loop around me.
Yeah, look what they can see.
Mm-hmm.
All they can see is you. And they are like moths to a flame in this elo. They see someone, and they're just like, oh, gotta kill. They do not think at all about what's behind you, what's around you, nothing. They just see one person, they got to go in. So, you should know they're coming, first off. And you should know that your teammates are here.
And I should be running towards my teammates?
No.
Or like trying to... Okay.
So, you're going to want to kite away like you're doing. Now, you just need to not panic because all you have to do, okay, you see Rammus, okay, you pop alt. Pop alt, you start running. Then you see this. You got no reason to run this way. Look how hard he's overshooting this.
Yeah. He's not even hitting me with it.
No. So you can literally just go this way. No flash required, nothing. You can just go that way, and guess what? They will still chase you. They'll chase you right into
The Dr. Mundo.
this,
Which is good.
this. So this is how you by staying calm and understanding the situation, knowing that you are really not in danger because you have Sivir ult and Spell Shield and Gale Force and both sums.
Everything.
You have everything you need. You are not in any danger. But you can see they are actually trolling because who's their carry right now? Who's the most important one on their team?
Veigar, and he's not here.
Yeah, where is he?
Doing jungle camps? I don't know.
He should be in base. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in base. Okay.
So, do you and then look where Jinx is.
She's in bot.
And Rammus
so
is just
they have no damage. They just have Teemo.
they're just voluntarily starting a. They don't know how many people are here. They think they're not. Like I said, they are not
it's
thinking
2vx.
about anyone else. Yeah, it's just 2v, however many, and you guys are gonna have more because you know your teammates are here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I mean by tracking people and understanding that you're not in any danger. So like now look, he just did that. You thought you were in danger. He was in danger, but you let him get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another big part of carrying, you know. Because
We could start the fight anyway, and I think we win it.
yeah, look how free this is. And like you could.
Oh no, wait, we lose this because it takes me forever to kill this Rammus.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking tanky actually. It's actually
Like, we just straight up lose the fight because it takes me like an hour.
and like look who showed up to the fight.
Jinx and Veigar, yeah. And now that they're here,
Right.
we don't stand a chance, and my whole team dies.
So you see why it was such a big deal to punish them when he overextended to try to fight you in the first place and not panic.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you guys are taking a fight that you shouldn't take because now it's too late and your jungler's not here. This is who you need to kill Rammus. Because he...
Oh yeah, Trundle does kind of... He has a Divine Sunder, and that like scales off of health, right?
No, it's this
and
right here.
Trundle does... Yeah, his ult.
Stealing 40% armor in Madras. He steals 40% of Rammus's armor. So if we look at Rammus's armor...
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. This should have been free for us. Because it's like a hard counter to Rammus.
Right. Trundle is a hard counter to Rammus. So... This is what I mean. Like when these are the things that you need to be going through your head. It's like, okay, our Trundle's not here, and like, because like if we're looking at this scenario completely different than the previous one where you should have already punished this from them overextending. Like you don't want to be taking this fight. You want to be like it's okay to walk up and hit them, but you need to do it like with caution. Like don't die in this fight going all in or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that your Trundle's not
it's
here, so you
4v5.
probably won't win. Yeah. Because like even doing this is like pretty dangerous. You just got to be kind of careful here. And if you don't know, lifesteal is your best friend versus Rammus. Always will be.
Should I ever like break my build? Like, don't I just have to build into IE now, or should I like
No.
like rush a Bloodthirster or something?
You can go Bloodthirster, sure, yeah. I mean, if you notice, like you're almost like killing yourself against him. So
it doesn't happen. It happens like once in another fight in this game, but not right now. It wasn't that big of a deal, right? Because I don't even fight after that.
right. Well, basically all I'm saying is, it makes it so you can heal up the damage that you're doing back to yourself, like at the same time. The auto, you'll damage yourself, but also heal it. So it can like negate itself a bit. It won't totally negate it, but yeah. Oh boy, careful. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, you could die right there. So, this is, when it comes to playing Sivir, your spell shield is so important. And like I said, it's not the most important thing. But, like against Veigar, you should never spell shield this. You should try to dodge this. This is like a trap Sivir players fall into. they get reliant on just like spell shielding something. You should like I would never spell shield Veigar's Q. I would dodge his Q, at least try, and spell shield for if he tries to flash Everfrost, flash E, flash alt. Because the moment this happened, I saw that I was like, oh boy, if he has flash, you're in trouble. He should have killed you actually. All he had to do was,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, was that not a max range Cade?
Oh, not even close. He could have just put it around you.
Oh yeah, he did it and then he flashed into it.
Right.
He could have flashed and then done it. Yeah, and then I would have been dead.
Yep, and you're just dead. He hits you with Everfrost, W, Q, alt, you die. Oh, he doesn't even have alt, so actually, he can't kill you here without it, so you're actually fine, I believe. He does have a death cap. He is, like, insanely fed, but...
yeah, he just kind of runs away with this game. Spoiler alert.
Well, as you can... So you see how, like, the gold you have just isn't enough right now.
Mm-hmm.
You need a Last Whisper, you need a Bloodthirster, you need an IE, you need so many items because you're an ADC. It's the role you signed up for, right? So it's like... Gotta make sure... Oh boy, these face... That's a scary face check, bro. So, okay, so let's see what you've learned. So you just cleared that wave. And you walk over like this. Now, what should you be trying to do right here?
Just walking up mid to get the next wave, even though Veigar's there.
Yep. You're like, and let's say Veigar's there and you can't. That's fine. But at least you tried and, like, at least you walked up and tried to do it. You don't have to force it. It's just, like, at least, because, like, you don't know. Like, he could be, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just walking this way. Like, where is he? Let's see what he does.
Yeah, he does exactly that.
Right. So, like, obviously, I've been playing 10 years. So, like, I know, I've just seen it all. So, like, I know the common patterns in this elo. You're not going to know all that. It's going to take some time. But basically, you don't have to know this to just walk up and see if he's like going for the wave. And if he's not, you quickly push it. And then you... So now, this is a really important part of the game right here. So, you push this. Sadly, your Ding Dong Vi face checks, Spooky, dies. So, you should never be walking this way.
Okay, you're about to be proud of me, though. Because I don't actually go to the dragon fight, I think.
But what do you do instead is the question.
I think I don't go to this? Come on, tell me I don't go to this. What am I doing?
Yeah, you're griefing here. Yeah, I mean, you're already way too deep, of course. Like, you should be killed at this point. So what do you think you should have done?
Just ran it down mid.
Right. Because...
Which I do at another point in this game, I just don't know when it is.
Notice, they're all here, and it's just Jinx here. You are stronger than this Jinx. So what I will do, you'll see me do it all day long. I will literally stand right there. I'll push the wave, stand right there.
If she walks in, then you hit her with a Q?
Yeah, because look at her vision real fast.
She can't see that spot, okay.
So then, oh, there she turns the corner, and there you are, just waiting there, and you just kill her. And that, again, notice it all started with pushing the wave first. Mm-hmm. You push the wave before them, someone had to catch it, and you can know someone's going to have to catch it, and you can just wait there. If you see they're all at dragon, you take the tower. Win-win scenario for you. Much better than whatever the fuck's going to happen here. Oh my god, he doesn't take damage.
Yeah, this is where I'm like, we lost this game.
Oh wait, Trundle ulted him.
I'm just auto-attacking this.
Watch
he eventually dies.
Well, watch what happens when Trundle ults him. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, Trundle got stunned first, so he couldn't ult him, and then he's gonna ult him right there. Now watch how fast he dies.
He dies in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, he dies way faster like that. So Trundle ult makes a big difference there. So obviously, still terrible play to ever go for this dragon.
Yeah, we only win it because Teemo.
You guys shouldn't have won it regardless. I don't know what they did to mess that up, but
yeah, because we lose the 4v4, right? I guess because Jinx wasn't there. She was catching the wave mid.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. Look at that. You actually, even though you made the wrong play of going to the dragon, look, you got mid prio, which is literally at the highest levels of play. You'll see it because I'm about to do a whole pro game breakdown. You're going to hear me say the words mid prio, the whole fucking time. Mm-hmm. It's literally the most important thing in competitive play. It controls everything.
It's won me a lot of games. Whenever I was on my big win streak and climbed all the way up to gold 2, I would win so many games just because I'm like, I would just stand like right where I am, but I would be blue side. And I would just shove in waves into this turret nonstop.
Yeah, it will do more than you can even realize it's doing. Because you don't have the experience and knowledge yet. But if you actually try to pay attention, and like you push the wave and like really try to pay attention to what it does. Like you'll notice, oh wow, 2 people are here. 2 people caught that. So like now I could go do this or that. Like you'll start to figure out the game and understand why mid prio is so important. This is why when I play ADC and at like in Challenger, I pick Sivir, because she's a utility ADC when it comes to just shoving waves. Your ult, like knowing when to engage with your ult, stuff like that. Like I love that playstyle. She's a really great champ. But you just have to use her. A lot of low elo players, a lot of high elo players, the Samira 1 tricks, the Kai'Sa 1 tricks, they don't know what the fuck any of this is. They don't know mid prio and all that stuff.
Really? I thought that they were just able to do what Sivir does without being Sivir because they're god players.
Nope. No. Sivir, this is her thing. She is a high tempo ADC, hard shoves waves, like it pushes faster than anyone else. And I learned this when I remember I was in like community college, and I didn't give a fuck. Like I was just forced to go, so like I didn't give a fuck. And in one of my classes, I was just sitting there reviewing this Sivir that got to like Challenger with like an 80% win rate or something like that. And I noticed this, like how much he just pushes and moves. And I noticed like whenever he pushed, someone would grab it. So that's where I started learning about tempo. Like the best Sivir players, the things I noticed from them is really, really good spell shield usage. And then they all, of course, understand tempo and like basic macro because that's what it takes to play Sivir.
Mm-hmm.
All that makes sense?
So, yeah. So here's where I think my macro is actually pretty good. Like my team dies top, and then I actually just go mid, but I think I check Raptors first, of course.
Yeah, so it's okay. Next time, you won't check Raptors first. You'll take mid tower. Because that's exactly what you should do right now. This is perfect. You push down mid, your teammate's griefed, so then you go. You can even keep pushing.
And I do this like every game that I play Sivir. This is why like my Sivir win rate was like 70%. I take the mid T3 turret every game that I play Sivir. I do this. This exact thing happens every single game because I like, I don't know if it's like my HOTS experience or something, but I'm just like, I can take this, it's free, and then I just run up and take it.
Right, so now all you have to do is patch up all the holes in the gameplay. The laning phase, the random ass jungle camps, all the stuff we've talked about.
The panic flashes.
Yeah, just like, tracking where people are on the map, knowing who you need for fights, all the stuff we've talked about, and you're going to see significant improvement. Like, trust me, like I said, 1% of games that I ever review are like, yeah, this game was unwinnable. It's very, very rare because it can feel like team diff, right? But because like your score looks good.
It looks like my team is just stupid and I'm winning the game, right?
Right, but like look at the enemy team. They're shit too. Everyone here is in the same elo. You're all the same skill, right? You need to be better than them. So that's how you do it. This is great, by the way. What you're doing right here is really, really good.
Then Veigar comes and I get scared and I just run away.
Yep. So right there, you just have to ult, take that shit. If you die taking that, that's like, okay.
It is? Really?
Yeah. Because think about it. They want to push with Baron, right? But they can't push mid.
I figured they were going to push with Baron regardless if I get the inhib or not, so I might as well just not feed my spree to Veigar, who's Giga fed.
Well, you won't die to him here.
Okay, I can get it without dying?
Yeah, you have Spell Shield and Gale Force and your ult. So you pop your ult, you just kite around, because he has to hit with skill shots. Only thing you need to not get hit by is the cage. So you just kite around. With your ult, you shouldn't even get hit by the cage, and then you just hit this a few more times and you run out. You're totally
I'm
safe.
not even trying because I'm just scared.
Right. It goes back to what we initially talked about, playing to not die. That's not the play here. You're playing for that inhib because that is a big inhib. That's a lot of pressure, and it makes it a lot harder for them to push down mid, even with Baron. Because you're going to have supers. Supers beat Baron minions.
Really?
Yeah. Supers are no joke. Like, okay. So.
I don't know how I live from that.
Yeah, me neither, actually. So now things get tricky. But you are Sivir. That's another great part of Sivir. Sivir,
Well, here I'm thinking, like, I can stall out the game, but they have infinite scaling Veigar and Jinx, who's, like, the best scaling ADC in the game. So I'm, like, I've pretty much just accepted the loss, and I'm just mental booming at this point.
Well, so, one misconception there. Veigar is actually not a late-game champ, believe it or not. He is actually a mid-game champ. Even though he infinitely scales with his Q, he's not that great late game. Because his range is very low. So... Okay. Yeah, he's actually like this is his strong point right now. You know, Sivir's actually one of the strongest late game carries as well. So
How? From the bouncing
Yep.
in the team fights?
Yep, crit Sivir has always been one of like there's been comps built around Sivir. Whenever she's like decent in the meta, like pro play, they're just like Sivir comps. They're just death ball comps because Sivir gets enough gold, she gets her items, and then the W's just shred everything. You just follow her around. She pops ult. You run everybody down. Like she is a late game carry, Sivir. So
Okay.
yeah, you don't ever have to be like. You don't ever have to think you're playing ADC, bro. You should never feel like the game's over. Like, you are the one that will carry over anything. You are the strongest class role in the game as the game progresses. So you should always have confidence in yourself, especially if you are like ahead. You're ahead. You're not ahead enough, but you're ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah. That's what we play Sivir for.
Yeah, that's the dopamine. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I love Sivir. Oh, now I gotta play a game of Sivir. God damn it. I want to play
It's
Sivir.
addicting.
Yeah, I love it. I love playing Sivir.
I play this fight pretty well, but it's
okay.
in my mind I'm like it's already over.
Okay, so let's first look at let's look at this. So they have Baron. What does Baron do?
Buff some minions, but they're fighting us.
Okay.
In my mind, I'm like they're stupid for fighting us because they should just push. But
Well-
if I get an opportunity to take the Baron buff away from them by killing them, I should do it, right?
Well, so first step was what does Baron do? And you said it buffs minions, meaning they have to have a wave, right? So
Yeah.
to use their Baron, they have to have a wave. If we look at mid lane,
They do have a wave.
They have
It's not
one.
good. Yeah.
So while this fight happens, let's say all your teammates
if we
die.
lose the fight, they already have the wave, and then they take mid and hit bare minimum or end the game. Yeah.
But if you walk over
I
here
get what
now
you're
and just shred the wave, even if they win this fight, what are they going to do? Nothing. They can't do anything without a wave.
Yeah, they'll just back.
So this comes down to understanding what the most important thing here is. It's actually not killing them. It's just killing that wave. That's playing towards your win condition. That is what your class does. Your strength. You shred waves. So if they want to like waltz into the jungle and pull this bullshit, that's fine. You'll just walk over to this wave, kill it with a Q and W, and then they can fucking hold that. Now what are they gonna do? Nothing. They have to go wait for the next wave. Now they're just losing Baron time. You see what I mean? Oh boy. Okay. That's okay. That right there is worth because you got 1,000 gold. But
I Gale Force, Flash Gale Force the Veigar. That's like the only way that I kill people as Sivir is like Flash Gale Forcing them. But Rammus gets me anyway.
that's okay. That was okay. So this comes down to not having enough gold. You just weren't fed enough. So if you had a QSS, that would be much like you would probably want a QSS this game. QSS or just another item like a Bloodthirster. But I'm actually not going to go through the whole game, of course, because we've already gone through everything that you need to know. Like, it's just going to be repeat concepts.
We just lose like 2 or 3 more fights and then lose the game.
But I think it seems like you're kind of like, things are kind of clicking here, where you see all these different things you can do, and no matter how bad it looks, team diff is only an illusion because there is no team at the end of the day. It's just you and a bunch of other low elo players, and you just have to be better than everybody in the lobby.
Yeah, which isn't hard because this is gold.
Right.
So it should be pretty easy.
There was a lot of good in here. The laning phase was the worst part. Sadly, that's the most important part.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think that's why my Sivir's win rate shot up, because I was talking to you. Remember, I bought the Q&A and I said I like never win lane, and then I played Sivir and Sivir never lane.
Shit. Sorry, my Discord froze. Goddamn League.
Oh yeah, because you left the roof.
Yeah. You were talking about like Sivir. You were never winning lane.
Yeah, Sivir, like I guess like handicap me. Like I'm still bad at laning, but since I'm playing Sivir, it's not that bad because Sivir, especially fleet footwork. Fleet footwork makes it so you just like can't lose lane because you never run out of health, really.
Yeah, especially in this elo. You saw they didn't do anything right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's pretty much everything. Do you have any like questions about anything we went over before we wrap this up?
Do you have any tips for like noticing things that you like? While I was playing that game, I knew that a lot of stuff was going over my head, but how do you like become aware of it? Like how do you like I know that I should be looking out for stuff, but I like look around and I'm like the lane phase is boring. I don't know what I'm looking for, you know? Do you just like know I guess my mind that game was like Rammus is scary and everything's scary, so I'm running away from everything. So if I stop thinking like that, I'll have more mental room to think of the things that I need to be thinking about.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's kind of what I mean by like limit testing and learning. Like you have to really figure out what is an actual threat to you, and you need to. When it comes to like spotting your own mistakes and stuff, it's like the easiest place to start, of course, is deaths. But the problem is when you're someone like you who actually just plays not to die, you don't have many
Yeah, just
deaths.
like never die. And then whenever I do die, it's completely unavoidable, and it's not really my fault.
So then you have to go and look at, okay, where could I have done a lot more damage? Like, look at every fight. Where could I have done a lot more damage and I was just playing way too scared? Stuff like that. Any fight that I ever, like, play, any game that I play, after every fight, I'm always thinking, like, did I play that right in my head? Like, I'm always just, like, running through it in my head. Like, was I playing too scared, too aggressive, whatever? Why did I die? Stuff like that. It would be better for you to do that after the game. But yeah, there's not any secret answer here, to be honest, sadly.
I'm kind of just like thinking about my team when I should be thinking about how do I like min-max my damage.
Yep, exactly. You should never be thinking about your team because remember, you can't control them. They're just as bad as the enemy team. Can't win every game. Don't worry about winning. Just worry about getting better, and then the wins will come on their own. You'll climb real quick.
Okay, well, thanks so much, dude. I didn't realize I was this bad at lane. I thought I was like mildly okay, but that was really. It was hard to watch myself make all those mistakes, I guess.
That's okay. That's honestly, this is the most fun. I mean, my friend calls it piss bliss. When you're in low elo and there's so much to work on, that's like the most fun. Like you can just really feel the improvement after like trying to implement the concepts, and you're just gonna feel so good when you're just like stomping fools in lane. You're like, wow, I can't believe how easy this was. I could just hit them with my minions and I'll just kill them. But yeah, no problem. So any other questions?
No, not really. I think that just about wraps it up. Yeah, I was in my head. I was thinking about like me taking that mid T3 turret, and I was thinking like, how do I end the game off this? But that's really just not what I should be thinking about at all. I need to work on laning a lot more.
Yep, definitely. All right. Well, if that's everything, good luck. You can always hit me up with questions in my DMs, and I'll see you if you get another coaching session.
Yeah, for sure. I'll try it out, play for a little while, and then if I notice I'm still kind of stuck or not noticing things, I'll buy another one.
All right, sweet, man. Well, you have a good night,